The Chargers concede to reality. Najee Harris is out for the year. Once again, the Dodgers have to rethink their pitching strategy for the postseason. And an online petition to get rid of UCLA's athletic director has 750 signatures. Ooh. Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is September 23rd, 2025. Welcome back to the home office. Hey, do you like being in the know about LA sports? Well, if you do, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It lets you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news notes, a quick look at the scoreboard. There were no games involving LA teams yesterday. Meanwhile, today, the Dodgers are at Arizona. First pitch is at 6:40. And you better keep that pool clean, guys, because I have a feeling the Dodgers are going to go for a swim in the next couple of days. Now, with that said, what do you say we get to the news? There was no way Jim Harbaugh was going to be able to hide the ball on this one. Najee Harris is out for the year with a blasted out Achilles tendon. And I think about it and I'm flummoxed. Why do people refuse to concede to reality? If you saw the replay Sunday, you didn't have to be a doctor to know that Harris was done. D-O-N-E, done. Or D-U-N, done, however you spell it. Harbaugh, he's a curious dude. He has this mix of Marty Schottenheimer intensity, Tony Robbins optimism, and the gaslighting of Donald Rumsfeld. The guy never wants to admit to reality until he gets dragged, kicking and screaming, to have to face it. Even yesterday, though, he was telling the scribes, well, golly shucks, he's out for the year, but man, he is so confident Harris is going to be back next year. And I don't want to kick a man when he's down. I don't. I don't have a problem with Najee Harris. I don't think he's going to be on the team next year. His time with the Chargers was nothing short of goofy from the time he signed the contract. Even if his calf remained intact today, I would say the same thing. Because that's what happens when you hold on to fireworks when they explode. It's funny as hell in a Warner Brothers cartoon. And it's even funnier if you're that dopey in real life. But I understand why Harris was a commodity as a free agent. Extremely durable. He never missed a game in his NFL career. He rushed for 1,000 yards in 4 consecutive seasons. But you need your Achilles tendon when you're a running back. You do. How do we know his career is in jeopardy? Well, the list of who has come back from a ruptured Achilles tendon is not exactly a Mount Rushmore of running backs. Name me one Rams fan, just one, who wants Cam Akers back with the Rams. Anyone? Anyone? The Chargers, for example, they were perfectly willing to let J.K. Dobbins go to Denver. Right? That would be another. I think the only one who's even had a modicum of success would be Donta Freeman. He came back, he had a 1,000-yard season, but that is it. So, as for the here and now, the Bolts need to make a move for a back pronto. And it's not because Omarion Hampton can't do the gig. You expect first-round draft picks to be starters pretty quickly. But they need a running game, if for no other reason, so that Justin Herbert doesn't have to run for his life on every snap. It kind of helps. That, and because the current depth chart for the Chargers is Hampton, Hassan Haskins, and there's Kamani Vidal on the practice squad. But so what? So, you're going to see, if you're a Chargers fan, you're going to see online speculation on big trades. I think you should be very skeptical of that. Blockbuster trades in the NFL are about as common as job security for late-night talk show hosts. So then you're left looking at free agents. And again, there are names out there. but I'm going to give you a name that wasn't on anybody's list. This is just a guess. Gus Edwards. Last seen with the Chargers in 2024. Now, this is not to suggest he's your new starter. This is not to suggest he's your every down back. But you don't need the best available back on the market. This is to suggest that you can have a guy who's familiar with Greg Roman's offense and who can at least give Hampton a chance to catch his breath. Now, if you have a better option, totally willing to hear it out. I'm not predicting they sign Edwards, but at this juncture, I think that's the best option. Let me know what you think. Meanwhile, with the Dodgers, multiple media outlets have decided to look ahead to the playoffs and rank who has the best starting pitching. ESPN and The Athletic agree. It's the Dodgers. And that sounds great on the surface. And you can see why. They have 2 Cy Young Award winners on the staff in Clayton Kershaw and Blake Snell. But if we're being honest with ourselves, much like last year, the Dodgers are going to be forced to rethink how they have to handle a pitching staff. Oddly enough, it's for the opposite reason of last year. Last year, they had no starting pitching, and they basically had to cobble together 9 innings from scratch every single night. The bullpen carried an ungodly burden. This year, on the other hand, the bullpen is the hottest of garbage. So the Dodgers have as many as 6 candidates who could start a game in the playoffs. Unfortunately, the Dodgers also have this habit, more like an addiction, of pulling their starters after 5 innings and then watching the bullpen set everything on fire. So, what do? Seems to me the Dodgers have 2 options. And this is just speculation. But I think I'm onto something. The first is say, listen, we pulled you guys after 4 or 5 innings all year long so that you would have all this energy to burn in October. We don't care if you have to go 120, 130 pitches, just carry us home. Do it. Right? That's one option. And then the other option is to say, you know what, guys, we're still going to pull you after 5 innings, but we're going to follow 5 innings of Yoshinobu Yamamoto with 4 innings of Kershaw in the game 1. Or we'll follow 5 innings of Tyler Glasnow with 4 innings of Emmett Sheehan, and so on. Now, for the record, The Athletic has a different look than virtually every other media outlet. They think the Dodgers are going to go with a 3-man roto. Everyone else is saying, no, that's idiotic. Go with 4. Speaking of playoff roles, the Orange County Register is reporting that Roki Sasaki will return to the Dodgers on Wednesday. That same report states that Sasaki will pitch relief in the playoffs. As for The Athletic, they are reporting that reliever Brock Stewart will return today. Also, in regards to a likely wild card series, The Athletic says the Dodgers have lined up their pitching this week in a manner that suggests your game 1 starter is Shohei Ohtani. It would give him an entire week of rest from his last start, which the Dodgers have done ever since he started to pitch again. Then LA would follow up with Snell and Yamamoto. The rest of the staff would depend on the matchup, because they don't know if they're going to face either Cincinnati or the Mets yet. Finally, in pitching news, this is a development that theoretically should never have come to pass, but former Texas closer Kirby Yates, a big-name signing by the Dodgers during the offseason, has to prove he deserves a spot on the playoff roster. That is not my opinion. That came from Dave Roberts. As for the position players, we listed off all the Dodgers who could return to action in September. We were talking about it. Oh, they've got so many injured players. Once they come back, it's going to lead to adjustments in the outfield, the infield, everywhere. Who's going to be playing where? So many tough questions. And it turns out that Ha-Seong Kim is one of those casualties. He's only started 4 games in September. 4. Roberts told the LA Daily News the reason. He doesn't feel comfortable with Kim batting lefties yet. So, there's that. A lot of Dodger news to talk about, of course. In a lengthy piece discussing UCLA football and what are they going to do with the mess that they're in, the LA Times revealed that there is an online petition calling for athletic director Martin Jarmond to either quit or just get chased out of town. That petition has generated more than 750 signatures. Wow. 750? Talk about the voice of the people being heard. 750. Why, if you only multiplied that times 16, you'd have the average attendance of an LA Sparks game. 750 signatures of 750 possible real people, all storming the athletic department over in Westwood, or at least just typing a name online, demanding the overthrow of UCLA's athletic department. Think of all the things you could accomplish. Think of all the lands you could conquer with 750 determined men. All the indigenous tribes that have never heard of electricity or written language, done. We'd flatten them with 750. New Guinea would be our bitch. New Guinea would be our bitch. But then you stop and think about it. About our American priorities, right? Are we sure in retrospect that we really want to go after Greenland? You remember that? Would 750 be enough? For that matter, why should Trump claim Canada as a 51st state? Why? Why go through all that effort to get maple syrup when you can take 750 people and then Trump can build all the casinos he wants in the Andaman Islands? Now, 750, that might impress you. But in an unrelated story, there was an online petition to bring Jimmy Kimmel back, and that generated 150,000 signatures. And that dude hasn't made me laugh since The Man Show. So, Martin Jarmond, quaking in his loafers over a petition with 750 signatures. Kyron Williams may not realize it, but he got the best outcome that almost all of us in the workforce would ever want: more cash for less work. I realize that when you're a competitor, you want to be on the field, but for the rest of us slobs, humor me for a moment, because I just want to lie on a couch and have my wife wearing a purple teddy and feeding me peeled grapes. In the last 2 seasons, Williams was that workhorse guy. He was on the field for a minimum of 85% of the Rams' offensive snaps. And that takes into account him missing 4 games in 2023. The Rams then, they signed Williams to a contract extension during training camp, but they're giving more playing time now to Blake Corum. The result? Williams is now only on the field for 70% of the snaps, and despite the Rams' loss in Philadelphia, Williams rushed for 94 yards in just 20 attempts. It's an average of 4.7 yards per carry. Byron Scott told TMZ that LeBron James does not deserve a statue in front of Crypto.com arena yet. Now, longtime viewers of this program know I think that place has way too many damn statues. Somewhere in the catacombs of the Vatican, Pope Leo will be watching a Lakers game this winter and say, "Good Lord, look at all those statues. I thought we overdid it here." But a statue of James? It's actually a fair question. Because, yeah, he only won 1 ring, but he also took the all-time scoring lead in a Lakers jersey. It's a fair question. The Kings have made their first training camp moves. The most notable guy to get sent to a junior league team was goaltending prospect Carter George, who stopped 26 shots against Anaheim in a Sunday exhibition. There's a lot more cutting to go, folks. The Kings still have 53 players on the roster. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me about your thoughts. Who replaces Najee Harris as the Chargers' number 2 back. For that matter, how would you reframe Dodger pitching for the postseason? And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We are talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Porte El Queso production. Take care.